You can put an end to abuse in a relationship. I'm Tolokwa Okemote. Welcome back to our discussion on abuse in relationships. Here is a quick recap of all we've discussed so far. We talked about abuse as an improper treatment or a toxic behavior we find in people towards their partners, and we talked about different forms of abusers. We talked about physical abusers, those that get violent physically, and we talked about those that say mean things to you verbally. They are verbal abusers. And then we talk about those that would go any length to get what they want, get sex from you. They are sexual abusers. And then we talked about psychological abusers, those that manipulate you to see yourself as the offender. They make you feel guilty, crazy all the time. They are psychological abusers. And then we talked about emotional abusers, those that always put you down, undermine your efforts, and they don't see anything wrong in hurting you. They are emotional abusers. And then we talk about financial abusers, those that want to be in control of your finances. They sabotage your sources of income, or they make you work while they misuse your funds. They are financial abusers. And I will talk about all these forms of abuse as none of them is acceptable. Abuse is wrong. So no matter what kind of abuser you are, there is a need for you to stop because it is wrong. But the funny thing is that people still stay in relationships despite the fact that these people are being abused. And the question is, why do they still stay? Of course, they have their reasons. Some are afraid. They have so many fears: fear of rejection from their family or friends, fear of loneliness, fear of losing face before the society, or losing custody of their children, or probably not finding love again. Some are even scared for their lives, and some are, they are in love, and they find they are so attached, and they find it difficult to get out of the relationship. So they even find excuses for the partner that is offensive. And some are in the relationship because of their faith. Because Christians, we have the grant for divorce is only on the case of infidelity. So when a partner is financially abusive, emotionally abusive, you find yourself stuck in such a situation because of your faith. And then lack of self-esteem could come up also when you have been battered, and then you have been lashed out so much, and you don't have any confidence in yourself. You don't think you are good enough to stay on your own, so you feel stuck in this relationship. Especially when you are married. I'm talking about marriage, because when you are single, you have more opportunity to build yourself out. So what's the way forward? How do we get out of a toxic relationship? First of all, we need to understand why these people are abusing. The abusers, they have reasons that sometimes they do not even know. That it might be something like poor upbringing. If you are from a home where they see abuse as a normal way of life, so these people see then abuse as a way of life. They see it that is either you attack or you are attacked. So imagine a home where the dad is always beating the mom or beating her up, or we have a home where the father is always attacked by the mom, humiliating him before the children, or the parent is always abusing a particular child. So they grow up seeing it that is either they attack or they are attacked, and the results, we have children that believe if they don't do a particular lifestyle, they will be bullied. So they become abusers. They are on the offensive side. And then we have bad friends that could also influence people to take bad decisions in their relationships. And also we also have the influence of drugs and alcohol on people that make them do things that they should not do. We also have people that have mental health problems. You don't know what people are battling with. Some even have mental health problems that they do not know of. So sometimes you might need to see a professional to help you figure out what exactly is the problem. There are so many different kind of mental health problems that people are battling with. Some are depressed, some have bad moods, they always have this disorder in their personality. So what to do as an abuser? You need to accept responsibility for your actions. Stop passing the blame. Stop saying they are the cause. Stop saying I don't have control over it. Of course you do. You can seek professional help. You can have a healthy conversation with your partner. Talk like two grown men, grown adults rather. Talk about it and talk to God about it, because God is always a present help in time of trouble. So There are abusers that feel so, proud of being abusive. You see some people confidently saying, I'm hot-tempered. I mean, is that something you should be happy about? There's something that is causing harm, causing hurt to people. You glory in it. That's not a lifestyle. That's not a way. That is not a way to live and be happy. You should seek help. You should find a way to correct those things. So they are probably on issues under, I mean, from the background that might be causing this outburst of anger and all that. You should seek help and not be proud of it. And that's for the abuser. Now, if you are the victim in a case of imminent danger, please seek legal support and probably back it up with evidence so you can be on the safer side. Aside that, you should talk to God. Every other step you take, God has the heart of a king in his hand, so he can, address the issue for you and make it easier for you with other procedure you go about. So talk to God, have a good relationship with God. You don't have to have a relationship with God only when you are in trouble. You should have an existing relationship with God and talk to him to help you fix the situation. And also try to have a healthy conversation with your partner. Talk like adults. Have a reasonable conversation. You should have a dialogue with them. Make them understand how they hurt you, and make them see reason why they should go seek help. Either you go, if you can't resolve it within yourselves, then you should go seek help together, or you go for help on your own. Go seek help on your own. You might need the service of a coach to help examine you, to check what might be the problem. Also, you need to set healthy boundaries. Tell them what you want and what you're not going to take, what you're going to accept and what is not tolerable. So at this point, you might be wondering, how is this possible? How do I set boundaries? How do I know what step is right for me? How am I sure I can go through this on my own? Well, there is help. You don't have to be, confused. I recommend 2 of my books, Common Sense for Single Ladies and Journey to Freedom. Common Sense for Single Ladies is a very good book that would, in that book I dedicated an entire chapter about boundaries, setting boundaries in relationship, how to go about it, and it's not restricted to a gender. It's applicable for both married and singles. Journey to Freedom has practical tips that will help you get freedom from toxic situations, not just in marriage, but different platforms from environments that are toxic, from unhealthy relationships, even lifestyles. You might even need freedom from yourself, from your own lifestyles, behaviors or patterns that are not helping. So Journey to Freedom is a very good book that can help you achieve that freedom. It has a workbook that gives you practical tips that you can use to write down and get out of this whatever might be the toxic situation that you might be going through. So it's time for you to be wise, to take action and set yourself free from whatever abusive relationship you might be in, because you deserve to be happy. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, kindly hit the like button and do not fail to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that already, so you can get notified, and also click the notification button so you get notified when next I put up videos like this. Thank you for watching. Bye.